Hey, book buddies. Thrilled to welcome you to Read Hurray. Megan is 8, a huge book lover, totally obsessed with books. She has been gobbling up books ever since she could remember, and has explored countless worlds through pages of amazing stories. She wants to share not only with me, but with you, and build book-loving community together. Let's jump into our next reading adventure with Megan.
My name is Megan, and today I'm going to introduce some books to you. I have been doing chapter books till now. I am going to do some picture books these few days. Today I am going to introduce to you a book called The Day the Crayons Quit by Drew Daywalt and Oliver Jeffers. I like Oliver Jeffers because Oliver Jeffers is mainly the illustrator. His drawings are really good and I like them because they're really funny, really childish. Let's have a look about what the story is about. One day, this boy called Duncan, from nowhere, but in this story, he was in his classroom and he found a stack of letters with his name on them. So the first letter was from Red Crayon, and he said, "Duncan, I am so tired because you needed me to do stuff all year long. I have been coloring stuff which on holidays, I need a break, Duncan. These letters are from complainants," and Duncan was really sad, but let's continue hearing them first. Dear Duncan, alright, listen, bub. I like that I'm your favorite color, but you are not coloring inside the lines properly, and I'm going to completely lose it. Your very neat friend, Purple Crayon. Very funny. Dear Duncan, I am tired of being called light brown or dark tan because I am neither. I am beige and I am proud. I am also being tired of being second place to Mr. Brown Crayon. It's not fair that Brown gets all the bears, ponies, puppies, while the only things I get are turkey dinners, if I'm lucky, or wheat. And let's be honest, when was the last time you saw a kid excited about coloring wheat? Your beige friend, Beige Crayon. This letter is from Grey Crayon. Duncan, Grey Crayon here. You're killing me. I know you love elephants and I know that elephants are grey, but I have a lot of space to colour and that uses a lot of me. And how could I keep on saying with your humpback whales and rhinos and hippos? Do you know how tired I'm after handling all that stuff? Such big animals and such tiny me. And baby penguins are grey, and so are pebbles. Can you give me a break? Your tired friend, Grey Crayon. Next letter is from White Crayon. Dear Duncan, you colour with me, but why? Most of the time I'm the same colour as your page. You are using me on white. If I didn't have a black outline, you wouldn't even know I was there. I'm not even in the rainbow. I'm only used to colour snow or to fill in empty spaces between other things. And it leaves me feeling, empty. We need to talk, your empty friend, White Crayon. If you bought this book and you had to look at the letter White Crayon had done to Duncan, you would have saw a picture of a white cat in the snow by Duncan. Our next letter is from Mr. Black Crayon. Hi Duncan, I hate being used to draw the outlines of things. things that are colored in by other colors, all of which think they're brighter than me. It's not fair when you use me to draw a nice beach ball and fill it in the colors of the ball with all the other crayons. How about a black beach ball sometimes? Is that too much to ask, your black friend? This letter, the next letter, is by Green Crayon, and he seems pretty happy. Dear Duncan, as Green Crayon, I am writing for 2 reasons. One is to say that I like my work, loads of crocodiles, trees, dinosaurs and frogs. I have no problem, and I wish to congratulate you on very successful coloring things green career so far. The second reason I write is for my friends Yellow Crayon and Red Crayon, who are no longer speaking to each other because they are arguing about the sun. Well, they both want to be the color of the sun, but then they're arguing at each other and now they're not speaking. Duncan, they're driving me crazy. Your happy friend, Green Crayon. He seems pretty happy though. Dear Duncan, Yellow Crayon here. I need you to tell Orange Crayon that I am the color of the sun. I would tell him, but we are no longer speaking. And I can prove I'm the color of the sun because you used me for the sun, for the color of the sun, on your Happy Farm page of your farm coloring book. I'm shining down brilliantly on a field of yellow colors. Your pal, and the true color of the sun, Yellow Crayon. And you would have seen the picture of the Happy Farm coloring in. If you might be wondering why I was telling you all that, because I saw, so there was dinosaurs, trees, frogs, coloring in books. I don't usually do this. Chapter books don't have pictures, but today with the picture books, I usually flip them open and then read small portions of it. Well, now I'm not, but I'm reading the whole thing. But sometimes I'm just telling you a bit of some things about the book. So you need to find out some things of it yourself. Dear Duncan, I see that Yellow Crayon has already talked to you, and I can tell you that I am the big winner. Anyway, can you please tell Mr. Bossy Pants that he is not the color of the sun? I would, but we're not longer speaking. We both know I am clearly the color of the sun because on Thursday you used me to color the sun on both the Monkey Island and the Meet the Zookeeper pages in your Day at the Zoo coloring book. Orange, you glad I'm here? Ha, your pal, and the real color of the sun, Orange Crayon. So you see that Yellow and Orange Crayon are arguing about being the sun? Our next letter is from Mr. Stubby Blue Crayon. Dear Duncan, it has been great being your favorite color this past year and the year before that. I have really enjoyed all these oceans, lakes, rivers, raindrops, rain clouds, and clear skies. But the bad news is that I am so short and stubby, I can't even see over the railing in the crayon box anymore. I need a break, your very stubby friend, Blue Crayon. You see how they used to write by themselves? Well, you've got to imagine that because stories are supposed to be adventurous, and there are lots of magical things happening in stories like these. Our next letter is by Pink Crayon, that's right. Duncan, okay, listen here, kid. You have not used me once in the past year. It's because you think I'm a girl's color, isn't it? Speaking of which, please tell your little sister I said thank you for using me to color in her Little Princess coloring book. I think she did a fabulous job in staying inside the line. Now, back to us. Could you please use me sometime to color a sessional pink dinosaur or monster or cowboy? Goodness knows they could use a splash of color. your unused friend, Pink Crayon. She kind of feels like, oh, I'm so annoyed you're doing this to me, Duncan. Hey Duncan, it's me, Peach Crayon. Why did you peel off my paper wrapping? Now I'm naked and too embarrassed to leave the crayon box. I don't even have any underwear. How would you like to go to school naked? I need some clothes. Help, your naked friend, Peach Crayon. Well, Duncan was really upset about all his beloved crayons, just wanting to have a bit of fun, but then they got the complaining and he was really sad. So when Duncan showed his teacher the new picture, she gave him an A for coloring. If you read the book, you would actually see some really cool pictures, such as pink airplanes, pink dinosaurs, black rainbows, black beach balls, and 2 fluffy grey penguins, and other much more creative stuff. And the teacher gave him an A for coloring and an A for creativity. The end. This story's character, I suppose, is all the crayons and Duncan and the teacher, but they weren't the main characters. And I liked Blue Crayon because he was like, oh, I'm so short and stubby, I can't even see over the pencil box. I think the setting of the story is in the pencil box, the classroom, I guess, if Duncan was in the classroom. And the part I liked most is the stubby Blue Crayon because he was so funny and I liked him. And well, the problem was that all the crayons were complaining and saying, oh, Duncan, can you please do this, or that to me? Because you are not treating me really good now. Duncan did as he was told, and the crayons had a much better life. If I was to say an emotion I had after I read this book, I was to say really sad because, well, for Duncan, because he was supposed to be really kind to his crayons, but then he got lots of complaining from his crayons and he was really sad because he thought, oh boy, I thought I was treating my crayons so good, but then now it came out all complaining. And then now he had to do something about it, so yep, he said, okay, I'm definitely going to do this, and he did it, and he made all his crayons happy again. And I also felt a bit annoyed and sad for all his other crayons because, well, there was a sign at the front saying, at the back saying, we are not happy, or down with this sort of things, boo, stuff like that. And at the front there are, some other signs, but then those are not about the complaining signs. I also said a bit sad, I said I was sad about them because I thought they were really, I knew they were really annoyed for Duncan for not using them really well, and I've also felt sad about them because they were treated so badly, such as Peach Crayon. Duncan tore his wrapper off, and that was horrible. So, I feel really bad. If you would have listened to most of my other podcasts, our maximum rating is 10 stars. So, today I'm going to give this story a 10. First of all, because I liked how they used the letters and some kind of magical movements to make the crayons make their own letters. And I also liked how they made letters for Duncan so he would do a better job at caring for them. It's really creative in using letters, as in the letters you do you get in the mailbox, not the letters as in A, B, C, D, E, F, G or something like that. I said the letters you find in the mailbox. I liked how they used the letters to tell Duncan their problems. It was really a good one they had over there. I gave 5 for it was really creative because all the crayons came to life when they made their own complaining letter to Duncan, which made everything seem better for them now and again because Duncan listened and he said, okay, I'm definitely going to fix this for my friends. And 4, because it was all the crayons had their own complaining thing to them, such as not coloring inside the lines or being peeled off wrapping papers or stuff like that. And they each had their own complaining thing to tell Duncan. I think the authors and illustrators needed to use a lot of time to think about all that. So yeah, that was pretty good. So 4 stars for that, and 1 because it was pretty funny. Because I liked how I use my funny reading voice when I'm reading aloud, and I like how I use like, Duncan, this is really serious because I actually got pooped on the mat with a dog. Well, that's not what happened, but in the second book, yes, I'll tell you. Yeah, I hope you stay tuned and keep reading. Well, keep reading chapter books and picture books. I'll see you next time and tell you one of my other crayon stories and check out some funny letters again. Goodbye.